Boys and girls, it is cold in New York. But guess what? I had to close my windows. But you want to know why I have to close my windows? Because they're turning off the freaking heat to work on the boiler. No heat, no water tomorrow. So I have already filled up 2 pots of water. I think there's 2 pots of water. I filled up 4 pasta jars of water, and I'm going to fill the bathtub with water. Not all the way because I may have to get some bowls and all that other stuff so I could and you already know this girl is going to get in that bath and take her a relaxing self-care bath with some bubbles and some baking soda. Ooh, I'm feeling good tonight. Boys and girls, let me tell y'all something. I had to go to Aldi today, and I gotta rephrase that. But an elderly person, her EBT card was blank, if you understand what I mean. So all I could do is cry. I am sick of being me, boys and girls. When I tell you I don't like being me, because I cried as if someone took my damn EBT off my card. I was like, oh my goodness. And I was like, you know what I'm saying? So I can't really say much because you know how people get. They was like, oh, you giving and all that. So I was like, mm-mm. But I felt so bad. So it is 11 o'clock and my EBT will be loaded on at midnight. I already locked my card. Boys and girls, go to the app, the top right, click it, and lock your card. But I went to Aldi today to, allow some picking up or whatever. And tomorrow I have to go to Aldi for myself. But I'm making sure I go alone because I already know how I am. Y'all know I am a weakling when it comes to certain type of criteria. And I have learned recently, and I need to learn. I have to learn to start saying no because people are taking advantage of me, and I don't want to make it seem like I regret. I don't regret a damn thing. I just know that they're going to see a new me because the answer is no. Bottom line, unfortunately, I'm unable to help at this moment because yeah, there goes those games. Oh, boys and girls, today's the giveaway. I did say that I was going to mail it on the 4th, but I'm going to tell y'all what happened. So this is going to be the Broke Girl giveaway for the 3rd, and I was supposed to mail it on the 4th, but I'm not going to do that. Now, on the 1st, I already picked the names, and Coral's envelope is already in the mail, but the other 2 people did not send me their address, which means I still have 2 envelopes. So a situation happened where I was in a state of blessings, and then I saw someone else make a post and they were in a state of need. So the $20 I was going to put in the envelope for the giveaway today went to someone else because there was a need. Now, these 2 envelopes are going to be the giveaway for today. Now, not today. 1 envelope is going to be the giveaway for today. And then I'm going to wait a few days and do the next envelope. Now, I have to say, I'm working on something, but I have a couch coming in a few days. A blessing to me, boys and girls. I get to review it. So my couch is coming. And unfortunately, I don't believe I can put it together. I have been suffering with an extreme amount of exhaustion due to fibromyalgia, so I have been sleeping. This girl has been sleeping. So I already have someone coming to put it together. And because I am a grinder, I will not have someone come into my home and do manual labor without giving them something. So I have to put aside a blessing to put towards this person. Now, the person doesn't know, but the person does know me, and they know I do not play with people's time. So, I don't play with people's time. Anyway, here's my empty bin, and my cards are right here. They're already sealed because you saw me seal them a couple days ago. And so you do know something is in here. Whatever it is, if you didn't see the video, then you don't know. But that's it. What I'm going to do tonight is comments that say claim. You have to say claim in your comment. That's how I know that you're in the giveaway, which means you will be watching to get to know if I pulled your name, and then you will be sending me your address. Coral, I had your address, so your envelope is already in the mail. But I gotta keep my mouth shut because I forgot something. Anyway, MJ, if your name gets pulled, I think I have your address. Beverly, if your name gets pulled, I have your address, which means that if your name gets pulled, you don't have to contact me because I believe I have your address, which means your card will go in the mail as I pull your name. My mailbox is in my building, so there goes that. Boys and girls, I don't know what to do tomorrow. I am so worried because my closet is freezing, which means there's a draft coming under the door. And although I need the windows open throughout the winter to give me a break from the hot flashes, which are not as bad as they were, but I still get them, tomorrow with that terrible draft coming from there and my absolute freezing bathroom is going to be so cold in here. So I don't actually know if I will be able to manage walking around Aldi a little longer. Say if I go at 9 instead of 8:30, which means I will be there during the process of not having any heat. My mother said for me to turn on my oven. I don't want to turn on my oven when I've been trying to do everything in my power to bring down my electricity bill. But we have to do what we have to do. Anyway, that's all I can possibly do. But boys and girls, let me get y'all under this. Let me let y'all understand. Now, I don't normally like pumpkin, but something is going on in this IBS body that I'm having a hard time eating. So I've been drinking peppermint tea, and it's helping me tremendously. But I went to Aldi, and I saw these cookies. Now, the only reason why I got them is because I'm not sure, they were $1 or 89 cents, something like that. So I picked them up. Oh! Boys and girls, these cookies are the freaking bomb. So I'm hoping that they have them tomorrow because I want to give some as kindness gifts to my neighbors. Just a few of my neighbors. But let me tell you something, boys and girls. I was walking in my hallway today, and I said to myself, okay, now be careful what you hear when you hear what you hear coming from my mouth, because I don't mean to sound ungrateful. But okay, Halloween, on an occasion or two, I would leave little treat bags in front of doors. Christmas time, I have left things in front of people's doors. Now, people have cameras, so they know who it is leaving the items, whatever the case may be. Say if I go to the supermarket and there's a sale, and just say cornbread, and there's a sale, I will pick up 2 cornbreads, leave them in the hallway. I have a certain type of heart, so it is what it is, and I will never change who I am. But I noticed that when Thanksgiving came, I didn't even get a plate of food, and I was sick, and I wasn't well, so it hit me really hard. When I say it hit me really hard, it hit me hard, and I took it as a blessing. So don't think that I'm the type of person that will do something and I'm not that person. But I thought I really and truly was unwell, and I almost really expected someone would have bestowed me kindness to offer me a meal. Anyway, it didn't happen, but I took it as a blessing because now I understand that I have to change a little bit of who I am. So, with that said, I really and truly do. So, um I'm going to go to Aldi, and I want to use some of these as kindness gifts, but I have to say to myself, even though this is what I want to do, between tomorrow, between tonight and tomorrow, I may have to change who the kindness gift goes to, which means I was thinking if I do pick one up, put a greeting card with it, put a pair of earrings with it, and use one of them to give to the delivery person who's going to bring my groceries from Amazon, because that's one way that I can use this as a kindness gift. Bestow kindness to the person who's bringing my package. So that's one. I really like my dentist, so I was thinking put a card, a card, a bracelet, and a cookie, and take it to my dentist, who I know is not going to eat it, but leave a generic greeting in a little piece of paper for him to bestow kindness to someone else. Um, I went to so that's what I may end up doing with these cookies, but I do want to pick up a few towards kindness gifts. Now, I do have three neighbors in my building that I'm giving Christmas gifts to. One neighbor and I exchanged gifts. One neighbor, I was in her house yesterday and she put up a beautiful Christmas tree, and I already know 9 times out of 10 she's not going to have anything under it. So I want to go to Aldi, pick up this cookies here, and then I got this, which is some type of pumpkin cluster. Now, I thought it was supposed to be clusters, but I opened it up, and this is something that I normally would not eat. Normally would not eat. When I opened it up, it was one big cluster. So I don't know if it was melted in traffic or whatever the case may be, but it is good, boys and girls. It is good. But this is mine, so I can nibble it that way. But I wouldn't want to give someone something that they have to dig through. You know what I'm saying? But I am not gonna lie, the girl is happy. But I haven't had any issues eating this because of the the peppermint tea. But if you have IBS or any type of issues, this has way too much sugar in it, way too much. So as you can see, I'm gonna have to take a break. I'm gonna have to put this in the refrigerator. This is not something I can just sit down and devour. Absolutely too much sugar. And I didn't check this one to see how much sugar is in this one. 7 grams of sugar. This right here, I'm gonna have to get me some of these cookies. I'm definitely gonna get my daughter. My daughter's getting one in her thing. Now let me tell y'all something. I don't like to send packages because I can't afford to send packages. What I can afford is a stamp, because I have an abundance of stamps. So I can't do that. But I do have a few tote bags that I want to use as giveaways so I can get them out of here. But what I have been using the tote bags for is when someone comes here and they leave here, I've been giving them tote bags. But there was a building that burned down, and I took a whole bunch of tote bags over there. But boys and girls, when I saw the donations in there, it was so much that I would have gone crazy. But people literally took trash and garbage out of their homes and took it over to that place for those people that burned out of their house. It was horrible what I found out from those people. Now, I have an abundance of socks, and there's a lot of people inside of the group that I'm in, and they're taking personal items, socks, and underwear, and things like that to the shelters for donations. I have got to hold on to some of my socks to produce myself something to live on when I do have access to being somewhere. So I don't have it to where I can just I just don't have it. So I don't want to do that. And then I was supposed to go to a consignment shop today, but I was watching some YouTube videos, and a lot of people have gone to the consignment shop with hundreds of dollars worth of goods and came out with basically pennies, scrapings. So I'm not going to do it. I went to Temu this morning and I ordered some clothing storage bags so that I can wash, sort, do everything I can do, and then put little scent beads in some paper towel, roll them up, little tape, and put them in there, and I'm going to leave them. And when it's time for the flea market, your girl's going to be grinding. But when I tell you, I took everything off of eBay. There was absolutely, I was getting redundant, if that's the proper word, and tired of going to eBay checking to see if I had a sale when I didn't have a sale. So I said, you know what? I'm taking everything off of eBay. That way I don't have to worry about checking eBay anymore, because it was getting to the point where it was driving me crazy. I had about 9 to 10 watchers, and they were watching for over 2 months. So I said, they're clearly not shopping. So I ended that. Now, tonight, I want to sit at my craft table and I want to make some bracelets, and I want to list them on my bracelet online store. So I said I was going to do that today. I actually stood in there at my table about an hour ago and I was like, I want to make some bracelets, but I don't really want to make bracelets knowing that I don't have any movement on my online store. So I don't know, maybe one or two and listed or whatever the case may be, but it is what it is. I had someone in my home maybe about 2 weeks ago, and as I was leaving to carry out something to help her to her apartment, I got out the apartment first, and she went to my bracelets, and she said, "Oh, I'm wearing this tomorrow. And she put it on her arm, and it made me feel a certain type of way. But yesterday or the day before yesterday, she said to me, when she saw my Christmas gift, she was like, "Do you have a gift for me?" And I looked at her like she was crazy. You've never had a gift for me. And it never bothered me, although I did give her a gift one year, but you never have a gift for me. So how do you ask me that question? And I'm tired of playing Bobo the jackass with people. Really and truly, I am. How do you ask me that question? Not even that. I really don't mean any harm, but the truth is the truth. And she goes to she watches my videos, so there's no way, you could say I'm lying. She goes to the boxes inside the store parking lots, and that's where she gets her grinding from. So if 9 times out of 10 I get a gift, I'm getting it out that box. So, no. Now, I do know that I am going to Aldi tomorrow. She's getting some cookies because she loves cookies. And if I go to her house, I can get cookies. So I'm getting her some cookies. And if I can find something else in the snack aisle, something that I can prepare as a gift, she's going to get that too. That way it'll be 2 items under her tree, because she has a beautiful tree. Now, I wanted to put up my tree. I got a little weeny tree, and I was going to put up my tree, but I don't have any gifts to put under my tree because my gifts are going over to my mother's house. And I will be home alone Christmas Day, and the only thing I know is that I usually do a video on Christmas, and if I get anything, I usually open my gifts on YouTube. Coral sent me a package. Whatever it is, it's gonna be opened on YouTube. So there goes that. That's what I have been doing for Christmas, once or twice. So that's what I'm gonna do. And my neighbor, she's gonna give me a gift. I hope and pray. I do not have any crafting supplies in that gift. I hope and pray no crafting supplies, because I'm really and truly, um, I'm not doing any cards anytime soon. Even if I get a customer order, I'm going to turn it down. I'm really not in the mood to do Christmas cards. Yesterday, I came in this closet. I found a whole bin of greeting cards. I walked right over to the garbage can, dropped it right in the garbage. It is what it is. I have been listing them. Now let me show y'all, because y'all already know. And this is how frustrated I am with my greeting cards. So this entire thing right here. This entire thing right here. Now, I actually don't want to throw away, you see, my cards are so well made. So I don't want to just keep throwing them away, but I honestly cannot see myself with this clutter. Valentine's Day card. This right here, I got these, I'm not sure, but I think a YouTube viewer sent me these, and I made this Happy Valentine's Day card, and the card is well made, but this, boys and girls, and Coral is laughing right now. This is clutter. This is all this is. This is clutter. Look at this. I'm absolutely so upset that I'm throwing away my cards. But this, boys and girls, is clutter. And at some point, it's going to get nerve-wracking to keep walking. Now, I did my living room over a few days ago, so you may notice that this was never here. My TV was here. So my TV's not here yet. Now, TV's not here right now, but I mean, I really, 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 really don't want to just throw them away, but this is goddamn clutter. I'm not living like this. I'm not living like this. Absolutely not. So tomorrow, and this right here is my bracelet table, but this is never going to be cleaned off. Absolutely not. I'm going to be making my bracelets. So I've decided that that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make my bracelets, but the cards, I've been in the game too long for the cards. I don't want to do that anymore. But guess what? Your girl is happy. Ooh! Now, I have to apply for EBT again. And I'm going to take a picture of my vehicle. And I'm going to put that picture in my application. And I'm going to take a picture with my business name and everything. And I'm going to show them my YouTube channel. And I'm going to show them that that's my job. So I don't want anyone to look at me with my vehicle when I'm going to Aldi or whatever the case may be and say I'm doing absolutely nothing. Y'all are lying on me. I am working every single chance I can. And this right here is my job. Whether I get paid right now or not, this is my job. And you know what's so happy? What's so beautiful? I renew my lease within, not this month, next month, but my housing inspection is this month, and I'm excited because my housing officer, I already signed work at home papers, and they already have my business thing. They already have the shades, creations. They already have everything. But this time now, I have to do my recertification over. I made no money on eBay, so when I submit my income, there is no income. There was a mistake made on my rent for this entire 2025. And although my worker said that he doesn't know how they charged me so much rent when I didn't have the income to speed charge that. They didn't know where the error was, but I was so thankful to be sheltered. I didn't want to go through the fighting, the going back and forth. I didn't want to go through anything. I said I will just wait the year out, pay the whatever they want me to pay, and when it's time for me to recertify, hopefully they find a mistake. But my neighbor, two of my neighbors went through the same thing where their rent went up, and I'm talking over $200 and over 250, put it that way. And I kept hearing those MFers and these media and BITC and all this other stuff. So, I had to move and shake away from that type of stuff because I wasn't going to partake in that. And I said, nope, absolutely not. And I said, the only thing they're going to do is either they're going to find their mistake and they're going to correct their mistake. They're going to give you some type of credit. And then one person was like, oh, no, those MFers going to give me my, honey, let me explain something to you. When you speak that way about somebody that is helping you when you need the help, baby, you got to fix the way you speak. So I said, I'm not even moving and shaking. I didn't even want to partake in the conversation. So I just came up here, made sure I moved and shaped, did my little 15th of the month budget to make sure I had my rent and everything in there, and I sent it on. I could have did the fair hearing. I wasn't doing any of it. I slept in my car before, and I was in a homeless shelter a few times. I wouldn't have this apartment right now if I wasn't homeless. So I am not playing that game, but I'm excited because I'm hoping that they find their mistake, because I have been living on 0.00 after the 3rd of every month, and I did not want to keep my vehicle because I wasn't earning, and I kind of have this kind of feeling that I don't have any business riding around in a car that I can barely afford when I'm living like this. But my face, you see this bald-headed, beautiful lady with no eyeliner, no hair, no earrings, none of that stuff. I got little earrings. But my bald-headed face is on my freaking car. So that's my only way to advertise for myself. I don't have money to be paying for people to click and not shop. I don't have that. So I noticed that my views were starting to go up, and that's because your girl started going outside. And when I go outside, I do my best to park at the very beginning of the parking lot. Now, with that said, I forgot to renew my disabled parking. I got into my car this morning, and my feet, for the love of all things painful, were killing me in my shoe because I have neuropathy. So my feet hurt me so bad I had to take off my boot inside the vehicle. But I realized I actually need to replace my handicap thing. So today my doctor called me, who is supposed to fill a paper out tomorrow, and he can't see me. And I'm like, oh no. So I'm like, dang, you know what I'm saying? So nothing seems to be working right now, but it is what it is. So I have been going to a location that you may have noticed that I have a little bit of fun at. I'm being very careful about what I put on social media because people are being wicked, underhanded, and whatever else they want to be, and I have to be mindful. I'm even scared to cook in that kitchen because I don't want anyone to say she's eating too much chicken, or people are being facetious for no reason. But I kid you not, there is a lot of reasons for people to feel the way they feel about some of these people that are doing these videos. But I absolutely cannot afford to live anywhere with my Social Security check. I don't even get $1,000. And what makes it so bad with me is that 9 times out of 10, I end up helping someone in a situation that may leave me not. But I really can't say that it is something that I'm forced to do. It's not. I'm a Libra, boys and girls, and there's a dynamic that comes with Libras. We all have it, so I'm guilty, but I love me. I love me. I love me. I love me. But the only reason why some of the times I can allow myself to do some of the things that I can do is because of what I don't do on a regular basis in my life. Like today, I was supposed to go to the thrift store to pay 99 cents for a pair of jeans. I didn't go. And then I ended up bestowing kindness well over 99 cents. But I need those jeans because my jeans that I was wearing split between the leg. Split. But I was wearing those jeans for a number of years, just washing them, wearing them, washing them, wearing them, washing them, wearing. So, and I was not going to look wherever for needle and thread to sew up shreds of. No, I wasn't doing that. No. Now, if I could have found a patch somewhere and sewn it on, but no. Being in a position to where I am trying to build myself, I can't be walking around outside looking a certain type of way. Now, y'all already know I wash and recycle the same clothes and everything else, but girls and boys, I got to pick a sample today that I absolutely love, and it will be here in 7 days, and after it comes, this has to go and that has to go because my new item is going to be put right there in my room. I'm going to go in my closet and I'm going to sort out what I haven't been able to wear, and I'm going to hang it on my new little rack, my little laundry rack that I'm going to do. I said either I can open up this closet and pull out what I'm not able to get to because it's a walk-in closet and I have some things in there, and I could put it right here, or I could leave the rack. It is solid wood, boys and girls. Y'all already know how solid wood looks to me. But anyway, it's solid wood. So I said I could leave it there and I could actually use it to hang up my wet laundry. And then on the bottom, it has little shelves. I could put my little decorated boxes because I have some pretty boxes that I have nothing in, and I don't want to get rid of the boxes because I can actually use them. I could probably put a gift in it or whatever the case may be, but I want to use them for myself because I purchased them, but now I have somewhere to put them. But I'm just like excited, but I'm really excited for my freaking couch to come. Woo! I have a 3-piece recliner living room couch coming. I can't believe I hooked up on that one. Now, about 4 months ago, when it was time for me to choose my samples, I wanted a living room couch that goes in the L like that because of the way my wall is over here in the living room. And boom, when it was time for me to choose my samples, it was already taken. Now, when it's time to choose the samples, I don't know how anyone else chooses, but my samples are available at midnight, and I'm right there at midnight. But I've learned not to take all 4 of my samples at midnight. Maybe take one and then look the next night and maybe sometime in the middle of the month so that I have a better chance of getting the good stuff. So, and when I say the good stuff, I don't mean a lamp or a picture frame or a little flower on a table. I mean the big stuff. So, and I went on there, and when I saw the couch, I said, oh my goodness, and it's the color, it's gray. Of course I want gray, it's neutral. And then when I clicked it and it said free with review, I said, oh, I sent it right to the shopping cart. Yes. So I sent it out. Now, one of my items shipped out today and it will be here in 2 days. So I'm going to put that together. I'm going to put together 2 orders on my own, and then the other 2 orders I'm going to pay. And unfortunately, I wish I didn't have to pay because your girl is itching to go outside at 3 a.m. to her little place of fun and joy, but I'm not going because right is right and wrong is wrong. So I'm not going, but it is what it is. I can only say I am thankful and I'm blessed. And I sat here a little while ago and I cried. I cried because I watched someone's video or saw someone's post or whatever case may be. I need to stay the hell off social media. That's all I need to do because I was crying and it was as if it was my issue and it was somebody on social. But I'm gonna tell you what I saw. Someone, someone's husband had to choose the wife or the child because one of them was gonna pass away, and the mother was not able to speak, but a tear rolled out her eye. So that was confirmation to her husband to choose the child. So they chose the child, and then they already knew that the wife was, she wasn't coherent, whatever, whatever. But 5 days later, her eyes opened up. So, I mean, y'all already know I was crying. There's nothing there's no getting around that. If you got anything in here, there's no getting around that. It is what it is. So all I could do is cry like a water baby. But I said, you know what? I have to stay off of social media. Now, I did join the monetization on Facebook, which a lot of people are doing good on Facebook, but I'm going to give it to you plain and simple. You got to be a beggar to do something like that. You got to be a beggar because basically you're begging people to follow you. So I said, I'm not doing that. I do plan on monetizing at some point, but watching the way Facebook is and YouTube, I don't have the mental capacity, having a mental health illness, to do both of them simultaneously, if that's the proper word. I don't have it because with Facebook, they actually tell you how many posts they want you to post, how many reels they want you to do, and it is basically a full-time job. And then they kept on blocking me from being able to comment. So I would follow someone and then I couldn't comment on their post, and then they would unfollow me. I'm not playing that game because you can't build consistency with people who's going to play tit for tat. That's why I am not, you don't see me that often say subscribe, like, and share and all that. If you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. I'm here regardless. And I don't want anyone to subscribe to me just because. I need to build consistency, and I need to build a following that wants me on their TV. So I looked at my stats on YouTube. And they say you shouldn't look at your stats that often, but I looked at my stats on YouTube, and I can pretty much agree that I have about 30 true followers. That's it. That's not going to get me monetized. But I am a firm believer. All I need to do is make one person happy. Just one, and I've done my job. Whether I earn or not is not of relevance at this point in time, because I have literally been outside and I've seen people whisper, "That's her." And the only thing I can say is they saw me on YouTube. I was somewhere and a little girl ran up to me and asked me, can she hug me? And she said, "I watched your video last night." And I was extremely happy when I saw that. And her mother said, "She watched you last night on YouTube." And it was so much fun. Now, I'm almost positive she's subscribed now, but she wasn't subscribed at the time because I asked her if she had subscribed and she said no. But I don't want people to subscribe to me for any other reason other than the fact that they want me on their TV, because once I get monetized, I need to stay monetized. That's the only way I will be able to support myself. But I kid you not, boys and girls, when I get monetized, I'm going to be giving my landlord all my extra money, because you just don't know. One day I might be cut off of this and cut off of this and cut off of this, and I might be cut off of YouTube and I don't have no money. I need to make sure that my landlord is paid. So I treasure that upstairs there. Right there, that roof, boys and girls, when I wake up every day, I'm thankful and I make sure I express my gratitude for that roof. But I need a bed. You hear that? Every night when I roll over, this is all I hear. And guess what? They had a bed. I could have had a bed. The reason why I didn't get the bed is because I didn't want to give up my headboard. That's the only reason. I love my headboard. So I said, and I was looking, and it wasn't up to my. Mm-mm. There's a certain dynamic of what I like and what I don't like, and I don't want to take something just because it's available. That's like walking into a store and taking all of something just because it's 10 cents. No, mm-mm. I don't want to do. That's one of the reasons why I don't do the Dollar General couponing, because I'm supposed to go to Dollar General this weekend, but I may not go because I'm gonna I'm gonna get my sugar-free sugar from Aldi. I spotted it today and I said, you know what? Now I know where it is, but that line, every line was packed. But it is what it is. I actually need my Splenda, and Amazon only has Splenda on the Prime side, and being that I cancel Prime, if I don't have $35, I can't order my Splenda. So I've been to the point where I ran out of Splenda and I couldn't have my coffee. I've been drinking my tea without, and it's not any fun. Sugar is no one's friend. I'm gonna give it to you like that. Sugar is nobody's friend, but when you have fibromyalgia, you need as little sugar as possible. That's why some of these things that you see me eat on occasion, I don't abuse. And I went to Aldi and I had purchased banana nut bread and I put it in the freezer. I actually ate that one package of banana nut bread, which only had 8 slices, for 2 months. So I'm thankful for that. And those are the small ways I help myself to eliminate some of the pain. So in my shopping cart, I have a package of cookies. They are $1 and change, and I'm going to the Dollar Tree and I'm going to find me something to put my cookies in, and I will have those cookies more than 3 months. That one pack of cookies, but I'm getting 2 pack of cookies, and the reason why I'm getting 2 packs of cookies is I don't go outside that often when it gets cold. I normally don't go outside, period, once it starts snowing. I can't tell you the last time I stepped in snow, and I live in New York. So I said, when I have that little bit of feeling when I need a carb and I need a sweet, because I'm going to actually have it in my home. But there are about 13 states that already change what you can get with your EBT. Now, I kid you not, I purchased these cookies today, and I purchased these today, and pretzels, and I paid cash. If I go to the store, I have no problem pulling out a $10 bill if I have it to buy me a bag of Lay's or something like that. I'm not the shopper that will go in the store and come home with boxes and boxes and boxes and all this stuff of junk food. I can't do it. I have a deep freezer. My deep freezer is a priority because you don't know what situation you may be in. And me, because of the way my stomach is, there are times that I can't eat anything outside of meat. But boys and girls, wait till y'all see what is in my shopping cart tonight. And it's already midnight. It gotta be midnight. But there's something in my shopping cart that I'm hoping is a good deal, because I don't know if it's a good deal, but it's $5. So about 3 of them is in my shopping cart. Now, if I was in the kindness mode, in the neighborly mode, I would have about 5 in my shopping cart. I'm going to try to see if I can squeeze one more in, but all 4 are going to be for me. Now, how to cook it? I don't know. I'll figure it out. But $5? I don't know. I looked at the beef. I usually get the long beef thing. I'm not getting that because that is $16 and change. I don't have $16. What I am going to do is when I go to Aldi, they have that little log of pork, ground pork. I hopefully it's low enough to where I can get at least 5 or 6 of those because I have been chopping up potatoes, putting vegetables and that together, and my stomach has been fine. So even though I get really tired of eating the same thing over and over, that is absolutely a guaranteed method of me having a frugal meal. So I already have a 5 pound bag of potatoes in my shopping cart for Amazon. And then I plan on getting another 5 pound bag of potatoes from Aldi's tomorrow. Now, you may be wondering, why am I getting the bag of potatoes from Aldi? Because I can't possibly carry everything from my car upstairs here with my little wagon without going downstairs and coming back upstairs. And it's hard to keep going back and forth downstairs because it's too much wear and tear on my body. Coming from a high floor down, when the elevators stop and stop and stop and people get in, and some people don't have body odor, that pass by air is not fresh. I have to hold my nose, and then I put my shirt over it, and then I like this, and then people are looking. And today I got in the elevator, and when I got in the elevator, oh my goodness, I was so freaking disgusted. First of all, she was like, I thought you moved. I didn't see you in so long. And I'm looking and I'm like, rolling my eyes because she just when I say she takes my nerves, she takes my freaking nerves. So, and she's like, well, how you been? And I'm like, I'm fine. And, but she didn't see me rolling my eyes, but the damn camera saw me rolling my eyes. And there's always somebody watching the camera. And then the lady behind me, she was like, hi, how are you doing? I haven't seen you. And I'm like, how you doing? And I hate having to be fake. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why I don't like said person is because I was walking into the building one day on a very nice sunny day where I decided to go outside and just stand outside for like 10 minutes to get some sun. And she said to the person that was next to her, oh my God, I didn't know she was so sick. She'd be screaming and screaming and screaming. I'd be hearing her all night. And when she said that, I said to myself, I wonder, should I say something to her? Because first of all, she called herself whispering. But you don't do that to people. You don't do that. It was so disrespectful. The only thing I did was turn the doorknob and went back upstairs. So I try to stay in my lane, but when I tell you she threw on a bottle of perfume, she actually must have broke it and threw it on it. I'm in the elevator trying to breathe, and then what makes it so bad, she's 2 flights from me, so we basically took the whole ride up. Ugh, I was like, I don't know, I can't deal with that. Sometimes I have to get off the elevator and go down because there's no fan in the elevator. There's no vent or anything. So when you get in there, you're in there, and I don't know what it is. People feel like they have to make the elevator like a sardine can. No, you can't. And you just can't. There was a time my daughter got on the elevator and she was on the elevator, and a person, let's say 300 plus, was getting on the elevator. So my daughter was like, you can't get on the elevators too. And the lady was going off in Bonkerville and everything. So you know what I'm saying? So my daughter was like worried that the elevator was going to fall down. And y'all already know my daughter's a little big too. So I know what it is. But I could be on the elevator and I could be right in the back, and people will pile on, pile on, pile on. I could be coming from, say, 12, and I could be on 7. If you don't show kindness and know when to say, I'll wait for the next one, I'm going to give you my space. And I've literally heard people say, why is she getting off? If you're dumb enough to ask that question when this elevator has already stopped, and I was stuck on this elevator before, but there was a man that was stuck on this elevator, and a few of you have already seen how far this front door is from that elevator in videos I've done in the hallway, and I heard that man crying in that elevator, but they pepper sprayed him because he had lost his mind so bad in that elevator that they couldn't control him. So to get him out, they pepper sprayed him. No way. The elevator broke down and I was stuck in the elevator. Now, a time or two, the elevator stopped and I was in the building, in the elevator, and the elevator was going like this while I was in it. So of course I lost my mind. I was crying, snotty and all that. Probably pissed myself too. But this time it just stopped. There was no up and down. There was no nothing. So I said to myself, okay, they're gonna catch me on the camera, obviously pissing in the elevator because I have an overactive bladder. I go to the bathroom like every 10 minutes, even taking a piss pill. But I didn't freak out. And when the door finally opened and the man looked, you? And I'm like, yes. He said, you didn't. I said, no. But I said, I almost peed on the floor. But I was so proud of myself because although I had to calm myself down, I said, they're going to open the door. What got me to stay calm was the fact that they were not pepper spraying me. Absolutely not. I said, and I was kind of freaking out because I wasn't going to be able to stand up but so long. I was going to have to sit down. And I know if I would have sat down, that's when I would have lost my mind. And that's when they would have pepper sprayed me because we already know what's on the floor. Feces. So my mind would have been gone. So it is what it is. But anyway, boys and girls, remember, in order for you to get in this basket, you need to comment, claim with kindness. You say your little generic, beautiful message that you leave in this beautiful lady. But the word claim needs to be there so that I'll know that you want to be in this giveaway so that I can expect to have an address to send this envelope. And remember, I'm only choosing one name. And then I am going to leave whatever names are in this basket along with the next thing. And I'm going to pick my next giveaway. Now, I was talking to my mama today. She's spoiled. I don't know what she swears I'm smart. So I'm like, she's calling me. She's asking me. I said, Ma, I'm gonna start charging you a consultation fee. She was like, I was just talking about you last night, telling you I gotta contact you because she knows so much. Anyway, I was telling my mother that I like the giveaways and I want to do more giveaways and stuff like that. So I already said, if I ever monetize, and I am one of those big time people that monetize, I think my giveaway is gonna be $100 bill. If I could do it. But don't subscribe and all that other stuff to get me there. You have to be mentally prepared to be a full-time YouTuber, and I'm not there yet. I'm absolutely sleeping a lot more. It's nighttime, and nighttime is my time. When I start putting my dinner on the stove at 2 a.m. and grinding and do my little exercise machine and all that other stuff. But all my chores are done. I have got to clean my toilets today. I'm gonna clean my toilets. I'm gonna mop both my bathrooms. I'm gonna mop my kitchen counter. I have got to find some way to organize my seasonings because my cabinet is full. So I already know I cannot do onions, I cannot do onion powder, and I cannot do garlic. But if I can get these peppermint pills that I have coming to really help my stomach, then I'll be able to keep my spices. So I'm going to keep them for right now, and I'm going to use them. Thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Only if you choose to. Take notice I didn't ask you to do it. Keep it like that. So thank you so much. And remember, I love you all because I love YouTube. Bye-bye.